If you could go back to the first time you used social media, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently? Not perfectly, just differently. One boundary, one habit, one way of checking, one way of showing up for someone else. This final episode is about what changed for us and what can change next.
Welcome to Future Chronicles, a European podcast created within a 2-year Erasmus Plus project where young women and allies expose gender disinformation, unpack how it spreads, and share how we can resist it. From the margins to the center, reclaiming our narratives, rebuilding trust, and strengthening democracy.
This is our final episode of the Future Chronicles. Across this series, we heard how gender disinformation plays out across 6 countries: Italy, Sweden, North Macedonia, Spain, Slovakia, and Romania. The details change, but the pattern doesn't. Attacks target identity and are meant to shame, isolate, and silence. And today we are closing this series. What have we learned? What have we built? And what can we do next? We are starting with young participants and a round of reflections.
Hi, I'm Sofia, I'm from Italy, and I'm doing great.
Hi, I'm Tilo from North Macedonia, and I feel amazing to be here again with all of you.
Hey there, I'm Gracia from Romania, and I'm feeling very good, and I'm happy to be here again with you.
Hi, I'm Igor, I'm from Slovakia, and I'm glad to be part of the last episode.
Hi, good morning. I am Omaima. I'm from Spain, and I'm happy to be here with you all.
Hi, I'm Elina. I'm from Sweden, and I'm happy to be here in the last episode.
Hi, everyone. So it's good to be with you again. Being part of this project for quite some time and recorded a podcast, what is one skill that you take with you?
I learned how much stories are important, how much storytelling is important in changing the narratives of things, and how a story can be impactful and very powerful. I think it applies to every kind of story or everything that we narrate or try to tell that to other people. It's important how we frame it. So the frame we use, the words we use, the strategies we use, it's basically important, even when we are talking to our friends or to our parents. How we frame a story, it really changed the narratives.
The most important skill I'll take away from this is how we all need to listen to each other a lot more, because you can set the same message to different people, but it might be understood differently from each of them. So it's important to talk clearly with other people and hear them out when they have something to say.
And talking about skills, I want to add that it is important to express your own opinion and, of course, to verify information you're getting from someone, for example.
And I also want to add how important is the ability to pause and reflect before reacting, and learning to analyze content instead of responding emotionally has been one of the most valuable skills for me.
For me, one of the most important skills I have learned, it's about listening others. Above all, respecting their points of view and also their own experiences, specifically the intimate ones. So I appreciate that a lot.
Working together and seeing different perspectives, and also seeing the same patterns in different countries, that it's a universal problems that we deal with.
So I want to go into a topic that might be a little bit controversial for you. Do you ever talk with your parents about these things? And if you don't, why do you not do it?
Before I was 16, I didn't talk with my parents about this stuff, like the internet and stuff happening in the world and so. But now that I'm above 16, I'm more like active in political discussions and discussions about what's happening in the world and the problems we have now. And I think we can have a very open discussion. And I feel I have more things to talk about. I have more understanding, and then we're more on the same level now than we were when I was young.
I've had social media, I think, from an earlier age than you should have. So, I mean, I kind of like grew up around social media. I've had like my personal accounts since I was like 8 or 9 years old. So, I think that now I feel like free to speak on the topics that we see there, but I think that I didn't speak to them back then. So, basically, my whole like view on different themes like politics, disinformation, gender equality have been built on the internet and not speaking with my parents. So that's where we have sometimes contradicting ideas. So I think I speak to them more freely now than while I was like younger, around 14, 15 years old. I think we speak more about what each of us sees, and if we see like the same news, then we speak on the news, like what are our thoughts on the news from our perspective. And sometimes we share the same feelings, same ideas. Sometimes we could even argue because we have such different ideologies in our lives. So it really depends on what we see and how we talk about it.
I use, for example, Instagram or TikTok, and my mother uses Facebook. So we are on two completely different levels. And also my mother is 60. So, we have completely different feed, completely different interests. So it's more likely that we talk about news or something like this if we heard them on television or we see them on the newspaper. But we don't talk about social media, even if I try to teach her something about it, because like a 60 years old woman, she falls for all kind of traps online, like the fake ones. So I try to warn her about this kind of stuff.
I also think that it works in another the way because, for example, now we have artificial intelligence, and I think parents want and we have to help them with those things because they don't, usually they don't know how they work. So we have to help them. And for about social media, yeah, my parents use Facebook, and we use different apps. And for example, then they send a link to something cute. You have to open it. You open it in browser. You open I have to face with those problems.
So when I was teenager, I don't remember, we have talked, my parents talked to me about this consciously. And when I listen to your experiences, I see that maybe it's something in the past, it was something maybe normal not to talk about this to teenagers, but now the times have changed. So with time, it's important or even urgent to talk about this topic. And now, like Igor said, it's important to help our parents to detect this type of fake news and this. So
Personally, one of the biggest mistakes I've seen that parents and adults do is that they're trying to talk about this topic in some sort of authoritarian way, where they're like speaking to you like they know better. This is not a topic that you can know everything about. This is, you really learn from experience, and I think that two people living in the same home could have different experiences with the internet and social media. So you cannot explain how you process social media to somebody else and then expect them to agree with you.
I'm agree with Tino, because I don't think it would be a great idea to talk with a teenager, like let's have a speech about the social media and fake news. But if we come across this topic talking about examples, like imagine we are sitting eating or something else, then it's a topic came up, so we could talk about this topic without make it like something formal, and just trying to discover maybe what the teen is thinking about this. So like as a parents, they have to be prepared to front this issue.
So we have touched a little bit about the role of the parent. We have also talked a little bit about the role of the school, and I want to bring you in, Elina. So you are working as a teacher. How is it in Swedish schools? Do you address social media at all?
Yes, we do, and especially in the subjects I teach, the humanities, like I teach religion, history, and social studies, and it's a big part of the curriculum, and we constantly talk about propaganda historically and connected to what kind of propaganda do we see today and how do we see propaganda today. Is it the same as we did 20 years ago as we did 5 years ago? And it's a big part of almost every subject.
I'm wondering if this is something that has come recently, or is this something that has it been like this for a long time, Elina? Do you know if this was recently implemented in the schools?
When I went to school, it wasn't as big as it is today. We got a new curriculum 2022, so it's kind of recently implemented in the curriculum. We had like topics like propaganda and stuff, but you didn't connect it to today's society as much as you do nowadays. So it's a fairly recently thing.
I want to ask a follow-up question to Elina, and that is, as somebody that's in the position like you are able to talk and speak with younger people, kids, young adults. I saw one of the question, what scares you here? And not what actually scares you, but how do you feel when you see somebody like doing the wrong thing, and do you feel like you're in the position to help them? And if you have like a story of that sort to share with us, what did you do to help them so that we might know how to act in that situation if somebody needs our help?
I tried to work really hard to have a good connection with the students and have like an open climate where they can come and talk about this happened, or I saw this on TikTok. Is this true? Is it not? Is it deep fake AI and stuff like that? To help the students navigate through social media and through life in general, and especially nowadays where the students often say they don't trust anything that's on the internet or even in traditional media nowadays.
I think this is so scary actually, because when you don't trust anything, it's all the same to you, and reality, things are not the same. Like, there's definitely better and worse options. And there is also this other thing that is when everything could be faked, even real things, like real evidence, can be accused of being fake. So you cannot really, we talked a little bit about accountability before with Ali, and accountability becomes so much harder when actors can constantly say that everything is fake.
I think I'm scared of what Elena said, that we are not trusting anything anymore. And I'm hoping that it would change in the future with more knowledge.
I think the main thing that gives me hope is this project and what we're working on, and sharing our ideas, and also the coordinators and project managers sharing their expertise and helping us go through all of this in a really smart way.
What scares me the most is the amount of disinformation, and of course, what like my hopes, it's like people will know how to deal with it.
The thing that scares me the most is this huge amounts of fake news and fear that we are living. Something that gives me hope is like this type of project or this type of initiatives that make different people be a group, so thinking all together about solutions.
And I agree with what everyone said, but what gives me hope is projects like this, seeing people trying to make a change, and also seeing my students wanting to get the right answers and wanting to understand how the new media and social media works and stuff.
So we're going to go back to the project managers who are working with the Future Chronicles project. And hearing what the youths are saying, what are your thoughts? Are you proud of them?
Yes, of course, really proud of them. The first thing I noticed is that sometimes being with our feelings regarding the news, the trust we put or we don't put in the news, seems like a very lonely journey, something that you have to figure out yourself, and sometimes you don't even share your thoughts with your parents, friends, and other people around you. And I think our project is really important also in this, to prevent becoming cynical and start believing in ourselves and the people around us, and to counter this very individualistic society.
What I've seen, what I've heard from the youth is basically what stands out is how clearly young people understand this problem. And when they are given the space to reflect, they don't need to be convinced and to be shown that gender disinformation exists, because they live it.
I'm just very happy whenever I hear a young person I'm working with saying that I created a safe space. I think that's the most important thing for young adults, because that's how I feel. I don't feel like a fully adult now, but I feel like I am very close to them and I can relate to young people a lot. And I felt like discussing with all the young people in this project especially was very rewarding, because I haven't seen in a very long time such strong awareness in young people working with other young people.
It's just refreshing to see like young people actually being interested and being active and actually it's the youth helping the youth combat something. We are there just as carrying the light sometimes, or bringing into awareness what's happening. But ultimately, it's you guys, girls, and everyone else involved. So, despite social media distancing you, you've come together to kind of distance yourself from it and make yourselves healthier and better, and then contributing to it as well.
About what was saying Roya of young people creating safe spaces, I want to say also about how they are constantly negotiating visibility, safety, and silence, especially those who are Asadized or Muslim. This isn't about being fragile, it's about navigating environments that were never designed with them in mind. So I think that they are so brave doing this every time.
In that spirit, I think we will transcend into the topic of European collaboration. And I mean, it's obvious we're doing a European project. It's obviously going to be about European collaboration, but I think it's also essential to deal with a topic like this that we do collaborate, because nobody can solve this problem on their own. It's not like one country can have perfect laws and expect everything to work in that country. That's just not how it works. So can we reflect a little bit about this and about how can we foster more collaboration on this topic? Is the European level the right level? Should we aim for global level? Should we have something else? What are your thoughts in general about collaborating to combat gendered disinformation?
There's this philosopher I really like, it's called Deleuze. He talks about the world as a rhizomatic network. And I think that's what we are creating now. A rhizomatic network between us, and every time we meet each other, both online, offline, sometimes we talk about other things we can do together, how to create other projects like that or collaborations like that.
European collaborations are important because they also ensure that organizations from different regions, especially outside the EU, are treated as equal contributors. They are making youth participation more meaningful and not just symbolic.
I think actually, Alexandra, I think your perspective is extra interesting on this topic, since North Macedonia is not part of the European Union, but you're still a partner country and you're able to collaborate with us in this project. So is there something, like looking at Europe from the outside in a sense, is there something that you see that is quite different from your country, or are there aspects of collaboration that you might see clearer than us?
All the while in this process, young people are exposed to the same digital risks. It's not a closed environment. We're not shielded by borders when it comes to digital space. So at the same time, civil society and youth organizations are often carrying more responsibility. They're filling the gaps of the institutions which haven't addressed them yet. So yeah, we see some challenges, but like I said, processes like this, cooperations like this, and projects like this give us the means, the tools, and the empowerment to make maybe sometimes quicker change and to influence the institutions to work harder and work smarter to progress towards the EU as we are striving for so long.
Okay, so this next part is going to be about solutions. So if you had the power, what should change and who should implement that change? And I mean, looking at it, I can imagine that we should have changes on the platforms. There should be changes in how education is done, in youth work, maybe even in journalistic standards, in newspapers, in policymakers should make better laws. Communities might have to change. So if you would take one of these groups or one of these like points of analysis, what changes do you think is needed here?
Generally, I'm seeing more and more that giving the youth, giving them more agency, independence, and resources is something that we should change also fundamentally in our projects. Because I'm speaking also from the project writing and the proposals that we submit. I've had some good experiences where we had work packages. So for those listening to the podcast, a work package is essentially a collection of activities that lead to one output. So collection of activities that are youth-driven, are participatory. So we bring them in. We are experts. We have the knowledge and we've tested it through and through. But a sentence I keep saying to myself is like, maybe I'm a bit out of touch. Just a bit, just to kind of rattle me and antagonize me to think a bit differently. And in that case, I've seen projects that they provide funds or competitions for youngsters to create something. So currently I may be biased in the sense that I'm creating such a competition now, in which we give money to youngsters to create the change that they want to do. But apart with money, it's also a lot of workshops, it's a lot of education and mentorship.
Traditional media are one common that different ages somewhat follow together. It's a shared space, let's say. Then we should consider trustworthiness and accountability of traditional media to be rising, to be something that can guide education on this topic. It could be also connected to this part of education that we also mentioned. It's not part of the traditional education, it's not non-formal education, but it's some education of the wider public. So traditional media can be this bridge connecting generations, but also implementing education which is not enforced or controlled or not recognized because it's informal.
I think my opinion is going to be a bit more uncomfortable than what was said until now. But I think people forget how important talking about uncomfortable subject is and how important it is to make the traditionally taboo subjects part of our everyday lives. So for example, in our schools, no one is teaching young kids what consent is. No one is teaching them that you can take back your consent and you say no whenever you feel uncomfortable about the situation. And that leads to Romania being, unfortunately, in the first positions of teenage pregnancies, being in the top children deaths in Europe. So because we don't teach our young children how to say no, how to react, and how to look for help, I feel like we are failing the young generations and we are not really improving the way they feel about us as the adults, because they don't feel like they're protected by us. So if there is something I will change is I want them to feel and to be for real protected by adults in their lives.
I actually agree with everyone Roya said, because I think the situation in Romania and Italy is quite the same. In Italy, we are working on a law for the sexual abuse, and the far-right movement is trying to take away the word consent. So you have to express you're not okay with this, instead of expressing that you're okay with the sexual intercourse. So there is so much happening and we need to do something about it. We need to change the things in schools because we need to have more children educated about this topic, as Roya said. We need to change things in university, we need to change things in parliament, everywhere. It's like a systematic action. It cannot be only one sector, it needs to be everywhere at the same time.
Main points, maybe it's about policymakers, and I think this makes sense. The example like Roya have told us, because everything is elevated in a political sphere. It feels like it is more important, or maybe it's like more urgent, and this is, I think, a step very important to take into account, because throughout policymakers, everyone could be aware of any new law or maybe rules or stuff like this.
So we have a lot of good ideas about what to do to counter gender disinformation. And I'm curious about all of you, like personally, what is the next step for you? What is the next thing that you will do to make things a little better?
I want to give back my knowledge that I acquired during this project, because I think it's not fair just to keep it all for me, because I think we need to also think about privilege, and I feel really like I'm in a position of privilege to be part of this project. So I want to give back to people that couldn't make it.
I totally agree with what Sofia said, but not only that, to share my knowledge, to stand up and speak up when I see disinformation, misinformation, or anything like that on social media, in the news, so that maybe people can recognize it and can bring more attention to that topic.
I want to keep on getting new information how to deal with disinformation, like not to stop, because nowadays we get a lot of new types of it, like, of course, artificial intelligence, and we have to get the information how to deal with this type of disinformation and fake news.
We can encourage people to use the Future Chronicles textbook and the online course, also in our networks, but even wider when we speak to the local community or the media. Everyone who is using digital tools can access it and can use it and can educate on it. So yeah, it's something that can be spread widely and freely.
I just want to add on that, because I think this is such an important thing that you mentioned. So in the Future Chronicles project, we have actually, together with experts, created a textbook that is soon to be released. It's a 9 chapters textbook, very hands-on, what to do in different situations. You learn both theory and application, so you can find it and download it. It's for free, you can share it. And we also have an online course speaking about these same things, which you can also take on our website. It's also free, so please use. If you want to share knowledge or if you want to learn more, you can check out these resources. Okay, anybody else wanting to say like what the next step is for them?
We are dominated by algorithms and many things, and that's part of also our textbook material. Don't want to like not reference it. But we also have agency, at least in our feed and everything. So it is our responsibility and our job also to tailor our media. That's part of also media literacy. So for me, that, and also share and not give views or reposts to these memes that, let's say, Tina was saying, and he was raising, and then also in his video, that I don't share these. I don't even look at them. I report them. So I try to purge them out of the social media sphere.
I think it's very important to also mention that part of this project, which I think is a very important step after the workshop that we had together with our participants in Valencia, is to participate in the conference that we are going to have in Naples in this autumn. I feel like it's very important to participate because we will have municipalities, we will have local actors, and we will see exactly in reality what are our next steps after a project is being concluded, because it doesn't have to remain at the level of just a textbook or an online course. I feel like it's important for all the participants that we had to be part of our conference and to really make a change in terms of policies, of ideas, to give ideas to the people that are actually in power to change something much faster than we can.
So thank you for listening to the Future Chronicles podcast. If this series sparked something inside of you, share it. If you would like to stay in touch or join any of our activities, follow the project on social media. After all, this project exists because we all need to learn to navigate the new online realities. And we all have some responsibility to make things better. We look forward to hearing from you.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to the Future Chronicles podcast, an Erasmus Plus project with Synergy Italy, Resistant Dreams Sweden, Jova Solida Spain, and Europejski Dialog Slovakia. Journalists for Human Rights, North Macedonia and IVC Romania working together for gender justice across Europe. Future Chronicles challenges gender disinformation and supports young people in resisting it through education, storytelling, and civic engagement. Future Chronicles is co-founded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. The views and opinions expressed are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union or the European Education and Culture Executive Agency. Neither the European Union or EACEA can be held responsible for them. If this episode resonated with you, share it. If you'd like to connect or learn more about the project, please visit future-chronicles.eu or search for us on social media. Thanks for listening.